Good evening, my highly esteemed, respected viewers. It is another Biafra jubilation and celebrations. As you know that we are blessed by the Spirit of the Most High God to achieve this great purpose. You know, why the Igbos should unite in one spirit. It is another merry, jubilation, celebration, singing victory songs again in Igbo land. And again, most importantly, at the IPOB camps. Like they said or speculated in the past that United Nations gave Nigeria 60 days, which is just 2 months, to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is no longer that one again. That ultimatum is trashed out. People say it's a lie. From some angles, from circles say it's true. But at this moment or juncture to tell you, going to court again is immaterial. That's in case you don't know. I mean, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's valueless, invalid case. You know what is trending? Kanu is not going to court again. Many people expected 18th, other people expected 24th, 4th of February. But it couldn't be. This is a platform that has united the entire nations of the earth. I mean, UNO. It's only that the blacks, especially Africa, are not benefiting from United Nations because they pay attention to the white skin. So anything Africa doesn't matter because Antonio Guterres, the former Portuguese Prime Minister that is currently United Nations Secretary General, is paying much attention to Europe and America. Our matters on the continent of Africa doesn't matter, doesn't want it to them. So they are just, trashing all our problems. But this time around, due to the tacit supports, and backings by United States, Canada, and Israel, and other Scandinavian countries, Biafra has been given much attention, and most especially Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's audio. So right now, it is believed generally that Kanu is not going to court again. So forget about all the court features, appearance by James Omotocho, the illiterate chief judge or justice, that handled Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case into, let me say, chaotic mess. He charges French, coming with many charges, count charges, valueless, invalid, because Tinubu, his brother, is in charge. And the kind of the ruling party in Nigeria we have here is an amoral party, a party that doesn't consider humanity on the basis of benevolence and what democracy stands for. APC is no party that will actually give Nigerians dividend of healthy democracy. So is valueless, going to court again, listing and listing good. Going to court, what is it that Kanu is going to at least present to the court or defend himself in the court when it has obviously played out that Kanu is there because he's an Igbo man? That is subjugation. What the Igbos have been going, around, in Nigeria contraption. Igbos are neglected, Igbos are rejected, Igbos are, subjugated to all manners of maltreatment by Nigerian nation. So that's why it is obvious right now that Kanu has been exonerated, judging by many things, irregularities, legal irregularities, illegitimities, and fallacies going on in Nigeria since inception of Kanu's ordeal. Kidnap and abduction from Nairobi, Kenya airport. So this time we are not looking towards when we cannot go to court again. Mr. Ralph, are you going to tell us that Kanu will not go to court again? What about 18th, 24th? And this date, that date? Which date are you talking again about? A man whose case is not supposed to be handled that way because no court in Nigeria has the jurisdiction to look into that case. Kanu was going to court on and on, over time and over time, because he is an Igbo man. They are not paying attention with what Nigerian constitution said. They are coming with their own particular fabricated law. Yes, it is out of legal contest that Kanu has been going to court. That's why I ask myself, is a lawyer Jumako a lawyer, a Jiofo a lawyer, and the rest of Kanu's legal team? Because Kanu has been going to court for nothing. If not that Israel has intervened, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has intervened, Donald Trump, Mr. Truth, man, has intervened, and the entire congressman, lawmaking body in America intervenes, we wouldn't have, gotten to this level. Yoruba Chief Justice, Yoruba regime and administration has convinced everybody. What about the previous Fulani Janjaweed regime? Under Binta Nyako, the court has actually struck that case out, and the elegant, let me use the word elegant because she respected herself, rescued herself from chain and disgrace as Kanu instructed her. Rescue yourself, rescue yourself. Actually, this beautiful Binta Nyako justice, she's is a woman of justice, is a woman of integrity. She actually avoided this kind of scandalous chain and rescued herself. There came along a lawyer, an illiterate lawyer. From lawyer, he graduated to SAN. From SAN, he graduated to what? Justice. I did not know, and I don't know how many cases he has won on a plethora of global, stage or level that actually brought him into this kind of exalted position. Just Omotocho is just playing game. He was playing game. He played game. He failed on a plethora of, global legality. What law stands for, jurisprudence, and let me use another word. Law ideology stands for. He has failed in his profession. Legal profession is not something you should toy with, because there are many lawyers over there who could argue and be brought into justice that you are not even qualified to head a marital, magistrate court, maybe at Agege or Mbidi. It might be in a particular district, let's say Timbuktu Square or district in Borno State. Omotocho was, paid to jail an innocent Igbo man. And this has been going on since 1966, 67, 68, till 1970, when they actually perfected the Cold War. The Igbos are fighting with Nigerian nation. Nigerian system has faced the Igbos since 1970, and we are fighting the war. Illegal war of the mind. War of Biafra from 1970 till date is war of the mind, a war that has been raging, more boisterous and chaotic than real escalation war. The Igbos embarked on this war with Nigeria, Fulani and Yoruba. History shall judge Omotocho. History shall judge all the components of this illegality going on in Nigerian judiciary. Judging people by their geographical location is not applicable on the world legal stage. It is just like a football match. Listen now, Kanu will go out of Sokoto Correctional Center. He will get out of that place any moment from now. Even secretly, he will just be bundled or boggled or kidnapped out again from the Sokoto Correctional Center back to Nairobi Airport, where they stole Kanu from. Kanu was stolen by Nigerian thieves. I will name them all. I'm not afraid of anybody. Number one person is deceased, demised. Someone that died since 2017. President Muhammad Buhari. Number 2, Lai Mohammed, the then Minister of Information that could use his lies, pathological lies and falsehood, woke up dead body corpse. He lies. He lied, and he's still lying. I always called him masquerade in those days, in the early stage of my analysis, job. This man could lie. Lai Mohammed lied and lied and lied and lied and lied. He could not know what to lie for again. When someone is not a lie-free person, that's somebody that is truthful, he will just be blabbing. Before you know it, he will take what? A break out of courtroom. That is Binta Yako for you, because she's a woman with integrity. He bowed out, washed off her hands from illegality that is going on now and then, and Kanu was just incarcerated illegally under charges that are not valid and legal. Extra-legal charges, extra-legal court, extra-legal judges and justices like Omotocho and the Arimowolo and the current Nigeria Attorney General, a Yoruba man who was just brought from Lagos to Abuja Federal. Jesus Christ. People don't appoint people that will help them in their own administration, God-given administration, to perform well so that history should remember them in the future. Is history gonna remember Tinubu on a platter of what? Modesty and decency in the future? No, because he actually, he's concentrated on choosing immaterial, let me say, political dissidents, immaterial public office holders, incompetent public agents, workers. I don't know what I understand. And that's why they are missing his administration. Number 1 person is Bayo Onanuga. But let me just go for that to tell you that Kanu is not going to court again. America has said it. Ndibo has said it. That Igbe from, is it Ezago in Enugu State, that actually said it right on the face of Tinubu. There was nothing like this. Igbos are going through this because they are Igbos. We are here, not under Southern Nigerian Traditional Council or whatever Oni has, coined out of it. It was like Oni thought because he came from America that we don't have educated OBs, SS, Igbes, Onwanetiloras, in Igbo land. Oni doesn't know that University of Nigeria, Nsukka, if not Addis Ababa University in Ethiopia, it should have been the number 1 university in the world right from time immemorial. But we know that Addis Ababa was one of the best, but University of Nigeria, Nsukka, is reckoned with. In 1990s, I could remember excursionists from USA. They stay months in Nsukka, just to learn because they heard about UNN. Only thought that he's more educated than all those Igbes, Ezes in Anambra State. But this Ezagu Igbe chief, elderly man, far older than Oni of Ife, streamlined things the way it should be, on a platter of what? Modesty and decency. If you ask me, I would have said responsibility and transparency. He said it right on Tinubu's face, and Tinubu was laughing. It was like nosedive again and fall down. They have seen it. Igbos, you can't play with them. We not be made with any tribe in Nigeria. So let me tell you, rejoice, O ye Biafran faithfuls, O ye Biafrans. Kanu is not going to anywhere court again. The United Nations, Israel, Canada, has stipulated their point and the stance clear that Kanu is illegally kidnapped from Nairobi, Kenya, so no court in Africa, Nigeria, West Africa has the jurisdiction to question him or hold him responsible of any law that doesn't exist in Nigerian constitution. Even international charter based on United Nations objectives before it was initiated in 1945 trashed this case out, called it extra-legal charges, extra-legal case a case that is full of illegalities and fallacies, illegitimacies and the irresponsibility. Irresponsibility. So let me tell you, Kanu is not going to court again. I'm just giving you this information that Kanu has been highly exonerated. Discharged over time and over time, but due to tribal enmity and hostilities, Fulani and Yoruba Arab have been holding Kanu hostage at DSS facilities. See, let me tell you, the man in charge of DSS facilities is someone Oluyode by name, a Yoruba pastor from Redeem. We've been saying this over time and over time. That's why you should be very careful where you are worshiping. Yes, as a church goer or a believer in Nigeria, churches can never save you. What can save you or who can save you is Jesus Christ. The kind of faith you have in Christ is what God should be looking at, not church, not pastors. Pastors. Oh my God, I have many cases there. I don't say like this or talk anything wrong about pastors before because I had fear of God. But now God has made it clear for me on the book of Matthew, Luke, Mark, and so on and so forth, that during that day you will see them denied because they did not deliver to Papa God. Honesty and sincerity, perseverance and resilience, Christian guidelines and moral instructions. See, now Kanu is in the DSS facilities, denied freedom by a pastor heading DSS. What were you pastoring for at Redeem? I've learned my lesson as a man with full experience. Nobody could actually deceive me again by giving me flyers or preaching to me, roadside preachers. How could you preach to me? I'm born again. So you don't need it. Go into the interior part of Nigeria. There are many people that have never heard this good news for the first time. Why are you people are all over Township, Lagos, cities like Abuja, preaching to Christians, believers already? Why not labor hard to win souls that have never heard the good news for the first time? The unreachable, reach them. The untouchable by the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ, touch them using your ministries as platforms. A platform to touch the poor in the heart. See, let me tell you, many things went on since 2021 when Kanu was abducted into Nigeria by Nigerian political system. They could do anything to Nigerians. They could commit any crime to Biafrans, the Igbo people, the indigenous people of Igbo land, simply because they are Igbo. They will be tagging and mocking and harassing them. IPOB. Don't you people go to school? Don't you read anymore? Is an abbreviation, indigenous people of Igbo land. Biafra is our logo and our banner. A platform holding the entire Igbo race together is Biafra. Kanu is now going out of Sokoto Correctional Center free. No court again has the jurisdiction to try Kanu. Are you trying someone when you are a kidnapper? It's just like you kidnap me, Raf, trespass, and still take me to court. You are the culprit in the court. You don't know law. I'm not sure you don't know law. You are just bragging that you went to school in this part of region, yet you have not read anything. Though you might suffer yourself, burning your candles while nothing is deposited in your brain. Medulla oblongata, cerebral cortex as a department of the brain. See, let me tell you, you read. Be on high spirit anytime. Kanu, our brother, our dear leader, the leader of the greatest, largest agitation group in the world, is gonna come out, unannounced. Secretly, Nigerian system, political system, has been planning to send this man back to London or Nairobi, Kenya, to avoid international shame. Look at Ecowas, ordinary Ecowas, largely comprised of Francophones, French-speaking countries in West Africa, were greatest allies of Biafra before. They frowned their faces at James Omotocho's delivered rubbish life jail. Don't be surprised that later in the days to come, Omotocho is the one that will go to life jail. because the whole world is coming after him. Don't you ever insinuate Kanu going to court again. If Kanu could go to court or would go to court, since he would have gone. But you can see the way they are delaying it, visiting him. Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had visited him. He refused seeing him. He disgraced Tinubu. He said he wouldn't like to see him. They could not even open the prison door because Kanu doesn't want to have anything to do with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Kanu is a man of transparency, modesty, and decency, on a platter of responsibility. Kanu is not a bad man. All his predictions, all his prophecies, they have all come to play out. Yeah, they have all come to pass. So this man is a man of justice, and they will have no reason whatsoever to, to meet with all these dangerous politicians in Nigeria. So thank you so much for watching. I will have to halt here, but bear it in mind, Kanu is not going to court. Never again. Court is out. They have struck the case out. International communities, even Ecowas, AU, African Union, Organization of African Unity. Come on. Kanu is free. Rejoice all ye Biafra. Thank you for listening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Freedom Media Communications with Ralph Mbechi, aka Ralph Tresman. Thank you for listening. My highly esteemed viewers, like, share, subscribe from my YouTube channel. I'm giving you live. Don't say I did not tell you. It's not going to anything court. What is court going to judge again? They have examined the case. It was based on illegality, illegitimacy, irregularity. I'm telling you, Nigeria judiciary and justice system has failed us. Court is no longer common hope, of the common man. It is the hope of the rich. It is the hope of the corrupt politicians in Nigeria. Monetized institution. Thank you for listening. Good night.